Welcome to photo editing using Pixlr. And we want to use the Pixlr editor. This is completely free, so take the advanced Pixlr E, that's for editor, open it up. And here we go. And then once again inside there go Pixlr E, editor. And it opens up the workplace once we pick an image. So you go open image and open the start one Fruithead. Mr. Fruithead start one, open, which you've saved to your computer. Notice at the top it has the usual sort of thing, file, editor, where it's got paste, free transform. We'll explain these terms, transform, and so on. And it says it's locked, so go over there to the layer side on the right hand side, right click on that and click unlocked. It makes it easier to use. Okay, here we go. All the tools are named. There's the arrange tool, which is a select tool. There's the marquee tool. I'll explain that one. We're going to use it a lot. The lasso tool, the crop tool, the wand tool, which is pretty important, the liquify tool, which I've never used. Okay, turn on the marquee tool and notice at the top there's two choices there. There's the rectangle tool or the ellipse tool. We want to use the ellipse tool, but before that, go to the right hand side, change the magnification, and you move that little rectangle over to the area you want to see. That's good. You can make it bigger if you want. And turn on the ellipse tool. What we want to do is cut out that blueberry and put it in the center of the carrot. So move it down. So there we go. We don't want any white around it. That's good. Now we want to copy it. So go edit, copy, edit, paste. And what that does is over on the right hand side is create a new layer with just that blueberry in it. Turn off the background. There's the blueberry. Now we want to move that blueberry into the center of the carrot. So we take the blueberry, which is in the second layer, and as soon as we turn on the select tool, the white arrow, it turns on that transform box, which allows us to move it into the center of the carrot to make an eye for the Mr. Fruithead. That's good. Click on some other tool to turn that off. So I'm clicking on the rectangle tool. That turned off the other tool. Now you right click on layer 2. I want to merge it, i.e. join it with the original background, and you go to merge down. Now we don't have two layers anymore, we just have one layer. Alright, now we want to cut out the carrot, so I'm going to magnify it, turn on once again the ellipse, the marquee tool, the ellipse version, and make a circle over the carrot. Make it bigger then, and then drag it over so you don't get any of the white part. You may have to do it several times. No, that's too small. I'll do it again. Now drag it up to see if it, yeah, that's good. Okay, so what do? We want to duplicate it. We go edit, copy, edit, paste. Once again, that's created a new layer called 3. I turn off the bottom layer and all you can see is the carrot. So we select it, make the image smaller. I went bigger, there we go. And we're going to move the carrot into the melon, the head of the Mr. Fruithead. Okay, but we want two eyes. It's sort of a normal Fruithead, so you go edit, copy again. Sorry, edit, paste, edit, paste. And it gives us the eye again. Drag the second eye in. Now each of these eyes is in its own layer now. You notice on the right hand side there's a layer 3 and a layer 4. Turn off that tool no, don't do that. Anyway, I should have turned off the tool by turning on some other tool. Merge the layer down and do the same with layer 4. Right click, merge the layer down. Good, there we go. Now we got one layer, two eyeballs. Next is going to be Mr. Fruithead's nose, which is a pear tomato. So we magnify it. And the tool we're using this time is the magic wand. So you hold shift on your keyboard. Well, just click first of all on part of it. See, it doesn't select all of it. So hold down shift and click in the areas it didn't get. Keep going. Shift should be held down the whole time you're clicking. There you go. Okay. We want to copy that. So what do? We go edit, copy. Creates a new layer when we go edit, paste. Right, there's layer 5, which is the nose. I'm going to scroll back so we can see the whole head. Turn on the select tool, the white arrow, and move it into the head. Click on that layer to or click on another tool to turn off the transform tool. Merge the layers so the nose is now all in the same layer as the head. Okay. Next we're going to get his ears, which is the pink part of the grapefruit. How are we going to cut that out? Well, we're going to use a tool called the lasso tool. It has several versions. There it is beside the rectangle tool. I'm just going to use the free version first of all. Go straight across. You have to keep your mouse down the whole time. You can't go click, click, click. Hold it down, which some people find a bit difficult, i.e. me. But this time I've done a fairly good job. Don't worry if you get a bit of white in it. It's his ears, he doesn't care. And when you get back to where you started, it turns like that. So once again, go Edit Copy, Edit Paste, and it creates a new layer for the ear. Scroll back, not scroll back, but use the magnification on the right hand side so you're getting the whole head in. And turn on the Select tool again. Move the ear over and go to that little circle at the top, blue circle. That's the rotate tool, and move the ear to where you want it. Now we want two ears, so what do? We go back up, edit, paste. Good. Move that ear over. Now rotate it, but it's upside down. So go to the top there on the right hand side. You see a bunch of choices: rotate left, right, rotate, flip horizontal, flip vertical. We're going to do a flip vertical, and you notice it's backwards, so I rotate it again, but the ear lobe is now in the correct place at the bottom. So those are more tools there at the top. Okay, once again we want to merge layers, so I have to turn off that tool. Right click, merge down. Still got one more ear, right click, merge down. Okay, now we got one. We're back to one layer. We always want to keep one layer in the end. Next is his bow tie. Being a good chef, he wears a bow tie when he's working. We're going to use a different lasso tool this time. So at the top we have the choice of the lasso select. The second one is the polygon, and the third one is the magnetic lasso. It goes click, click, click. So you don't hold down. You just go click, click at the different points. Go down, click, and click all the way around. Click, click, click. But you got to come back to where you start. Not perfect, but not bad. So when there's a very irregular surface, I suggest you use the magnetic lasso rather than the first one, the free lasso. As well, you don't have to hold down the mouse all the time. You're going click, 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 so it's easier on your finger. And if you don't like it, just click outside and start again. You have to practice at these things. So when we get back to the start, it should, there we go. Now you know you've selected the whole thing, so go Edit Copy, Edit Paste, and it creates a new layer for the bow tie. Scroll back so you can see the whole head. Turn on the Select tool and move it down to where a tie should be. Alright. Now, being a chef, he's going to wear a cap, so I think our next tool is, want to merge those layers? Right, okay, before we go to the cap, you could merge them at the end. Okay, here's the cap, which is a mushroom. I'm going to magnify it, and we go down to the mushroom. I'm going to use the first lasso tool. I find it easier, the free lasso tool. You can use whichever you like. I prefer the free one. But as I say, with the free one, you have to hold your mouse right click down all the time. You're not going click, click, click. You hold it down and go back to where you started. Now this is a nice smooth surface, so it's a little bit easier. Well, I went off there, but anyway, not bad. And there's a bit of a bump there on the mushroom. And back to where I started. Once again, you've got to copy it, so go Edit Copy, Edit Paste. Scroll back so you can see everything. Turn on the Select tool. I'm going to rotate it a bit to make him look a bit nattier. There you go. And click some other tool in there to turn that transform tool off. Right click on that layer and merge down. Right, back to one layer. Next step, a mouth. And his mouth happens to be a something or other. What do you call it? Not a passion fruit. Whatever it is, anyway. So this one we're going to use the oval tool. Try to get as much, it's a kiwi fruit of course, try to get as much of the kiwi fruit as possible for the mouth. Nope. So don't be shy to try it several times. Don't be satisfied with a half done job. Okay, scroll back so you can see everything, and you're going to move the mouse. You're going to turn on the select arrow, the white arrow. Sorry, edit copy, edit paste first, then the white arrow, and move the mouth into place. There we go. Once again, you got to merge layers, so turn that tool off by turning on some other tool. Right click, merge down. Okay, last step is to cut out the radishes for his eyebrows, and we're going to use the magnetic lasso for this one because it's a bit complicated. Lots of bumps on it. Won't be perfect, but that's okay. So the lasso tool first, and I'm going to pick the magnetic lasso and go click, click, click all the way around. I'm sure there's a way to change the color of that magnetic lasso to make it stand out against the background. It might be that thing on the left hand side, I'm not sure. One of you is going to find out for me and come back and tell me how to change the color of the pointer for the lasso tool. And when you get back to where you start, there we go, selected. So go edit copy, edit paste. And turn on the white arrow, eyebrow number 1. Let's get eyebrow number 2, go edit paste again. Move over eyebrow number 2. And we want it to be upside down, so we go a flip horizontal. And there we go. It's in the correct place and the correct orientation. Okay, so that's Mr. Fruithead, but we want to get rid of all the body parts on the left, hide the scene of the crime. But before that, of course, we merge the eyebrow layers, there's 2 of them, by going merge down twice. Now you're back to one layer. Okay, turn on the rectangle tool. Oops, that's the ellipse, Mr. Potts. The rectangle tool, please. Thank you. No, that's still the ellipse. Rectangle tool. Slow, aren't you? Rectangle tool. Here we go. Make a box over all the things you don't want in there. And we're going to paint them in. I'm going to use the transform tool. There is a fill tool. You could use one color if you want. I'm going to use the transform tool and pick whatever you like. You can change the colors up above if you want. It's showing you the range going from black to red in that case. So I click at the top, go straight down to the bottom, click, and there I go from the dark. Sorry, I did that twice. That was because I clicked outside, so I go back and use the tool again, get back to what I wanted. That was an error. There we go. So there's my nice setup. So to turn that off, I click on the rectangle tool, click somewhere outside. There we go. Now I want to add text. Now I added a layer, but you really don't need to. I went layer, new layer, but in the end I didn't use that layer because watch what happens. I turn on the text tool, and as soon as I click inside there, it says, do you want to add a new text layer? Add. Now there's already some printing in there. You want to get rid of that printing and add your own printing. I wanted to move it first, but anyway, let me get rid of that printing. It says lorem ipsum, etc. And I want you to put in the message, Mr. Fruithead by, and then you put your first name. Don't worry about the size. We'll change the size and color and all that in a minute. So Mr. Fruithead, enter by, and then the last step, enter your name. Highlight those letters. Go up to the top, pick the color. The background's red, so I'll pick something that stands out. And the size is way too big, so I'm going to try 40, I think. Not bad. I'm going to drag it over to see if it fits in. It's alright, but I want to change the font. I want something different. So I go up, instead of Arial, there's a whole bunch of choices in there. Some are really quite neat. Okay, I chose the Adios Amigos, and I'm going to change the size to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to try 50. Not bad, it stands out. Mr. Fruithead, by your name. Congratulations, you've done your first tutorial. However, last step like ever, merge that layer. Like I had 2 layers, merge them all. Now you want to save it. This is the most important step. File, save, and you can save in 3 formats. A JPEG, which is a regular, make sure it has the correct name, by the way, Mr. Fruithead, PNG, and a PXD. PXD allows you to open it again with the layers in it. It's asks you to save, and it'll save usually in your downloads. So you have to go to downloads. Once it's finished, go close. Says here, click here to save again, right click, save as. So if you want to save it again, I don't know why I did that, cancel, you'd have to right click. Okay, did I try right clicking? No, I should have right clicked there to save again. Anyway, save, and this time I want to save it as a PXD. That allows me to open it again in this particular software. So a PXD file is a Pixlr editing file. Close. Okay, now you've saved it in 2 formats as a JPEG. That's the end of the tutorial. Thank you.